Okay, Boris, first of all, welcome to Sweden and Båstad.
Thank you very much.
You've never played in this tournament. Why?
It's true. It was always the week after Wimbledon, and when we arrived last night, my wife asked me, why you've never played here? And I said, because I was always in a Wimbledon final, which sounds a bit cocky, but it's true. So when you are in a semi-final or final Wimbledon on grass, very difficult to make the adjustments to come the week after and to play on clay in a total different environment. And that's why I've never come.
But you have played various time in Stockholm.
Well, Stockholm is always played in November. It's played indoors. With all respects to Båstad, it was a much bigger tournament. Everybody played, including me.
Nowadays, do you miss a lot that time in your life?
I'm actually quite happy doing what I do now. It was a wonderful time. I was very content being a tennis professional. I was lucky that I've won a few tournaments, but I was 25 then, or even younger. I'm a bit older now, and certain things you do at certain times of your life. I'm happy not to be playing every week anymore.
Okay, you had a very characteristic serve. What can you say about that?
Yeah, everybody has a trademark. Stefan had the backhand. I had to serve. It was my most important shot in the game. Because of that, I've beaten him a few times. That was my trademark.
Here and in other parts of the world, we all talked about Boom Boom Becker. Did you like that nickname, or Der Bomber?
Well, obviously my name is not Boom Boom. But I was named that way. Actually, by who? By an Indian tennis player called Vijay Amritraj, who played in a James Bond movie, actually. That's his claim to fame. And we used to play doubles. He's a bit older. And he said, well, I've never seen somebody with so much power, so I'm going to call you Boom Boom. And ever, then obviously I went on to win Wimbledon with that style. And ever since then, I was called Boom Boom. Yeah.
When I grew up, I saw a lot of games with you and Stefan Edberg. Wimbledon, for example. What do you think about Stefan and your games?
Excuse me. No, we've had a fierce rivalry for many years. What they talk about Nadal and Federer, it was Becker Edberg, or Edberg Becker. We played in 3 consecutive Wimbledon finals for many years. We were chasing the #1 ranking. Either he was #1, I was #1. We were in Davis Cup finals against each other. So all the big tournaments we fought. But it was always done in a very respectful and classy way, which is rare. Most of the time you carry your rivalry off the court and you actually don't like each other. I really do like Stefan, even when I played. He was a tough competitor, but he was a nice guy. And hopefully he says the same thing about me.
How is your relation today?
Well, when we teach other, we're going to teach other this afternoon. There's a great level of respect. We shared so much together. Obviously he lives in Sweden and I live in London, so we don't speak to each other. But when we see each other on a tournament, I think we're happy.
You were quite emotional at the court. Is that your personality?
Well, my character is very different than Stefan. I was a bit more intense, a bit louder maybe. A bit more extreme, where he was always very relaxed and level-headed. I think this is my personality. Yeah.
Last question. Nowadays you comment games at television. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I've do many different things now. My involvement in tennis is still through my commentator job for English television. So I just did the Wimbledon final for the BBC. I like it. It keeps me in touch with tennis. It keeps me in touch with my roots. So I'm happy doing that.
Okay, one more. Your best moment in the career?
I'm remembered for Wimbledon. This is great. But as a tennis player, you play 1,000 matches, and every match is important, and every Grand Slam final was important. But I remembered most for Wimbledon.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right.